Always great to have my next guest on the show. It's the Spartan Christos Giagos, who will be back in action on September the 16th at UFC Noche when he faces Daniel Zellhuber. Christos, how are you?
I'm doing great. You know what I mean? Doing really, really good. Can't be better. Living the dream.
Yes, sir. Happy to have you back, man. Last time I did talk to you after your big UFC Vegas 71 win, impressive performance. That was what, 5 months ago now. So I just kind of want to start there. What has life been like for you? Obviously, you're still getting adjusted to your new home in Florida.
Yeah, no, life's been good, man. You know, it's always good coming off a big win like that, making some noise, especially when my back is up against the wall, coming off 2 losses in a row, and to make a statement like that. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. You know what I mean? That's probably the best way you can get right back into the mix of things. And so I definitely felt good. Now I just got to keep getting these knockouts. You know what I mean? So make some big noise. But yeah, no, life's been good, and just really happy with how that last fight went.
Yeah, man, we can't wait to see you back in there. I want to ask you about a couple of things that you mentioned to me the last time that we did spoke. You told me you were going to be going on your honeymoon at the end of August. I have to imagine that must have been tweaked or changed a little bit.
Yeah. I was gonna try to do it with the fight, but I was like, nah, I can't do it. So we pushed it, and we're gonna leave about just under a week after my fight. We're gonna head to Greece, so I get to do the fight, and then go to Greece and enjoy myself. So obviously, I'm looking for a big win so I can have some extra joy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no
Maybe
doubt.
another bonus. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. A little more spending money on your vacation. Yeah, your well-deserved time away. You also said, you were hoping to renegotiate your contract with the UFC. Any update on that?
Yeah. I renegotiated this fight, so this is the first fight on my new contract.
Very good.
So that's good. You know what I mean? I went from being almost possibly not continuing a contract to now getting a new one. So, life is good. I'm just glad I get to keep putting things together and keep living the dream.
Is it a standard 4-fight deal?
Yeah. Maybe the next one will be a 5 or 6 fight deal. We'll see.
Okay. And you're happy with the compensation with where you're getting paid?
Yeah. I was hoping for just like a tad bit more, but it's not. It's cool, I guess. You know what I mean? What can I do? It's better than any other organization is going to pay me. So,
Fair
yeah.
enough. And you're in the premier promotion in the world. I mean, that has to say go for something just that in itself, right? I mean, you look at the Bellator PFL one. There's a lot of other great promotions, but it just doesn't have that same cachet as being in the UFC.
Yeah. No, definitely. Everyone. I mean, yeah. It's number one for sure. So, happy to be there.
Tell me how camp has been. Obviously, Kill Cliff, one of the best gyms on planet Earth. How has this camp been thus far?
Camp's going good. You know what I mean? So it was cool because I helped Evan Elder get ready for his fight, and that guy's a workhorse. So I was pretty much the main partner for his camp. And then while I was cornering him out in his fight, I got the news that I'm gonna fight Zellhuber. So I was like, cool. Well, I'm in pretty good shape already. So I got to start camp off and at a good place, and I'm feeling like very strong and fast. And camp's going good. Just got to be careful with obviously the overtraining and things like that. But and then I'm very focused on my rehab, which is good. I got a new sauna at my house. I got a sauna and cold plunge, so everything's coming together. Body's feeling good, and just want to make sure I take all the right steps to put on a great performance.
What's the sauna that you got? I'm a big sauna guy. I just go to the gym. I don't have one at home, unfortunately. So what did you bring in and install
Uh,
in your home?
well, I got it's called the sweat tent. I got it as a like a little sponsor gift to post about it, but basically it's a big old tent that I can go inside. I can fit like 3, 4 people in there, probably easy. And there's a stove, and you put some wood in the stove top, and it burns. And there's like a little chimney that goes outside the tent.
Mm.
And then basically, so that little stove heats up the tent. There's rocks, sauna rocks on top of that because it's stainless steel, so it heats up the rocks, and you can pour some water, get some steam going. And I went in yesterday, and boy, it got hot. It was hotter than most saunas I've gotten in. I'll tell you that.
Do you know how
So
hot it got, the temperature?
yeah, the temperature only said 150 degrees, but just because I'm out, because it's outside, it's humidity. The tent's outside in my backyard, so it felt different. I mean, it just felt different. Maybe the humidity, but I was sweating a lot. So it was good. And I did 15 minutes, and that was a struggle for me. Usually I do like, 15 to 25 minutes, but yeah, 15 was rough for me this time.
What's harder, staying in the sauna for an extended period of time or being in a cold bath?
I say sauna because when I do the sauna, I usually go with my roommate. We go to I have a gym down the street. We've been going a lot, and we'll do like 25, 30 minutes. And I did a couple of them, but then I was getting out after 15 or 20 minutes, take a little break, go back in. It's hard to stay in there past 20 minutes, you know? And so I think that's harder because the cold bath's only 3 to 5 minutes. Not so bad.
Mhm.
You know, it always sucks. But I think entering the cold bath's harder, but with the whole overall picture, I would say the sauna is a little bit tougher for me.
Okay, I'm with you on that too. I feel the exact same way. I wanted to ask you about another sponsor that you do have. I saw on your Instagram meal boosters, and you posted something. It looked like guacamole on top of, I don't even know what it was, but it
Oh,
looked like
it was
absolutely
nacho.
amazing.
It was
Okay.
nachos. So basically, I made like a cheese base with some milk, butter, and some like flour. Make this with a little base, and then I melted a little bit of cheese. I thickened it up a little bit, but then I put the cheesy meal booster flavor in there, mixed it up, and that was the cheese, the nachos. We got some nice tortilla chips, beans, threw on the cheese, carne asada, guacamole, not sour cream, Greek yogurt.
Mhm.
I used Greek yogurt instead of sour cream, and then yeah, it was probably one of the best meals I had all week. I was very surprised with the taste, how good it was, and
So
plus the meal boosters is a great source of collagen to add into your food. So yeah,
yeah, I was going to ask you. So it's a clean collagen protein. How much protein do you get? Like for like a serving, is it a good
one
size?
one serving is about 15 to 20 grams. I think the natural one's about 20 grams, and the other flavors are 15 grams. But so 2 scoops would be one serving. I ended up putting 3 servings in there because me and my wife, and I knew we were gonna have a little extra, so I did about 3 servings. I like to have a little extra too. I like to stock up on that protein.
Yeah, no doubt. So this is a something that is in your diet consistently now.
Yeah, every day. I mean, the majority of it, I put the 2 scoops in my eggs because the cheesy eggs are the best.
Mm.
I want to get them a little more creative with the buffalo flavor. I just ran out, so I made some buffalo chicken sandwiches before though. That was pretty good. But yeah, no, every day, and because the natural flavor, if I don't cook with it, I'll put it in my shake. But I like cooking. I like having fun and creating new ideas. You know.
It looks like you're onto some good stuff. I saw a couple of things that you posted. It looks absolutely amazing. Let me talk to you a little bit, Christos, about this UFC lightweight division. A lot of people say it's the cream of the crop, the best division in the UFC. We got a title fight around the corner: Islam Makhachev, Charles Oliveira in Abu Dhabi. What do you see happening there in that title fight?
I think Islam just has him numbered. Yeah, I think Islam's gonna win. I think Charles is a great fighter, like one of the best in the world for sure. But I just think under like guys with great grappling skills always end up, I feel like doing pretty well with him. Like Paul Felder TKO'd him in his guard. Like I feel like when Charles doesn't get his way, he tends to break a little bit. So, and I feel like Islam's just gonna break him again. But we'll see.
Do you think Islam is as, or could he be better than Khabib was?
That's a good question. I think he could be. I don't know. He might not be there yet because yeah, no, I think he's not there yet, but I think he can be for sure. I mean, we'll see. The Volkanovski's fight put a lot of it just made it just didn't make like it dropped his stock a little bit, I would
Mhm.
say. So I'm excited to see like what that does to other people's confidence when they fight him. So that's going to be interesting to see. And yeah, but I think he can be. I mean, he's like he could be, but I think Khabib was a little bit more relentless with it and maybe stronger, more experienced. I don't know.
Yeah. No, and it's like you said, it could have brought his stock down a little bit against Volk. One thing it definitely did was it elevated Volkanovski's stock. How good do you think he could be here at 55 if ultimately he leaves the 45 division behind him and he competes at lightweight full time?
I mean, if he stays as good as he is now, I think he definitely end up being champion at some point for sure. I think they got to make that rematch happen again. You know, because I think that like if he fights him again, I mean he did that good with the first fight. You already know the second fight's gonna be that much better. Just tweak the little mistakes that happen, and I think he wins.
Were you surprised to see Justin Gaethje finish Dustin Poirier?
No, I called that. I did a pool actually, and I think I got like second place or something. But yeah, no, I had Justin Gaethje winning.
Do you think he can give Makhachev a really stiff test? Obviously, he can. I mean, he's a phenomenal fighter. He's got a lot of power, but stylistically, how do you like that matchup for one guy or the other?
Nah, I don't know, cause what what Khabib did to Justin Gaethje makes it seem like maybe Justin doesn't do good with those kind of guys, or maybe it was a fluke. I don't know, but I mean, it depends because he does have good wrestling, but he didn't look like he had good wrestling versus Khabib. It was weird, you know what I mean? I
Mm.
don't know what it was, but I mean, I think he can. I think he has the tools, and Islam's been knocked out before, so he'd have a great shot, I think. But no, I think Islam will beat him.
One last question here about the division. Connor and Chandler, if that fight ever happens, what's your prediction there?
Uh I don't know. I go back and forth to that one. I would probably say Connor because I mean, you would assume he'd be hungry after what's been going on with them and stuff like that, and really want to make a big statement. So I think he'd train really, really hard for it. But obviously, Michael's always exciting and explosive, and can end the fight whenever. So I always go back and forth. But if I had to choose, I'd probably say Connor.
Okay. All right. That's really interesting right there. I thought maybe you'd go Chandler. When you look at where you're at right now, Christos, how far away do you feel like you are from those guys at the top of the division? I have to imagine, you aspire to be there, right? Like what do you have to do? What do you have to tweak or get better at to be considered in that conversation?
I think just if I could pull apart like 2, 3 weird wins in a row, I think that like two more, 2 more wins or 3 more wins in a row. I think that I'd get my shot or be right up in there. You know what I mean? I know they're giving me a newcomer right now who has a lot of hype. If I derail this kid and then get one more, I kind of want to call out like a big name like Jim Miller or something, and then hopefully after those I can jump in there with the top 15 guys.
So what do you think of your upcoming opponent? He's 13-1. He's 1-1 in the UFC. He's got a UD win over Lando Venata. He lost to Trey Ogden. How do you like this matchup stylistically for yourself?
Uh, I mean, I like the style as far as like he's young, he's a little inexperienced, and I feel like I'm going to be a little bit more of the experienced guy out there making the better decisions. But I think he has a lot of talent. I think the Lando fight, he uses range really well, and I, yeah, I guess he beat him up a little bit, but then I saw the Trey fight, then I wasn't impressed. So I don't know which version I'm gonna get, but I'm just gonna go out there and fight my fight, not worry about what he's gonna do because I feel like I said I'm the more experienced guy. I'm gonna make it a fight. I want to bring the fight to him, and I feel like I'm gonna match. I like this matchup. The only thing that I hate about it is that he's tall. I hate fighting tall people, but it's cool. I can work with it.
So what kind of tricks or skills do you have to utilize to kind of get inside that distance and fight in the pocket against someone that has that reach here?
Throwing a lot of fakes, using the clinch a little bit. Definitely put him against the cage. I think will help me close the distance a little bit better. I just want to make the fight dirty, be in his face, put him against the cage. Obviously, be safe, not get caught with any knees coming in. And like I said, throwing a lot of feints. I think is gonna bring out some of his errors, and I can capitalize on them. So yeah, fakes and making him be on his back foot. I think is gonna be the keys to victory.
I want to know your mindset too, going into a fight where you just renegotiated your deal. So you got a new 4-fight deal with the UFC versus going into the last fight on your deal, feeling that pressure. Does it feel any different for you going into this fight?
Oh, 100%. Last time my back was against the wall. This time I don't feel like my back's so up against the wall, but I definitely want to make a statement still. And I want the same outcome. I feel like the pressure was a little worse last time because I was kind of fighting for my job. I feel like I'm a little safer now, but I don't want to get in that position again. So it's like a new type of pressure, but it's a lot different, a little bit more relaxed. But and I feel like I get that stress is gonna help me fight my fight more, like kind of be more relaxed and kind of just get to fight my fight and not be so worried about everything else from losing 2 fights in a row. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm in a better position now and I can fight my fight.
You told me too last time we spoke, Christos, that you'd be pretty upset if you were fighting back at the Apex. Well, that's not the case. You're going to be at T-Mobile Arena. You like fighting in front of the fans. How much is that going to jack you up? Are we going to see an even more dialed in Spartan here come September the 16th?
Yeah. Well, I just got used to fighting at the Apex, but no, fighting with fans, it gives me a different type of fire. It just there's something about that energy that makes me fight different. Hopefully, it doesn't make me overly aggressive, but I feel like I'll be okay staying calm. like I said, training at Kill Cliff has helped my confidence so much and just staying composed and trusting my ability. So, but yeah, having the fans, that's why I got in this business. I like to entertain, and September 16th is going to be some big entertainment, I'll tell you. And I
And
get to kick off the main card, which is nice. So that's good.
yeah, even better, man. That's fantastic. I'm definitely happy to see that. My main job has me traveling a lot. I'm driving a lot, so I'll listen to Sirius satellite radio. I was listening to Jimmy Smith the other day, and he said he compared fighters to junkies, and he said that basically the adrenaline that you get, from fighting to fight week, making that walk to the cage, all the screaming fans, there's nothing that can replicate it. Is there anything that you can compare it to in real life that maybe the average person could relate a little bit, or is it just like an experience that you just couldn't understand unless you did it?
A little bit of that, but this is how I like to relate it. Have you ever been in I mean, in high school, have you ever like knew you were gonna fight somebody after school?
Yeah.
Okay, you're looking at the clock, you're shaking your leg, that feeling of nerves you're getting. Well, that's a little bit of how we feel before the fight, and then after you go and fight, if you beat them up, like let's say you get in a street fight and you beat the kid up, right? And then you're with your friends, you're pumped up. Oh yeah, fuck that guy. That kind of feeling you get of just that primal dominance you feel. That's the best way you could describe it. But it's still a fight, basically. But I remember being in school fighting and how nervous I was knowing I was going to fight after school. And every time I fight now, I always think about that because it's very similar, but just on a bigger stage.
Okay. That's a good analogy. And you did tell me the last time we spoke too that 5-7 years, that's what you think you have left as far as a time frame goes. I mean, obviously none of us are getting any younger. Have you ever thought about the transition after fighting to, I mean, you talked about real estate. You wanted to be smart with your money. What do you envision yourself doing as you get a little bit older?
Definitely want to invest maybe into like open up my own type of business. It's either going to be something with like the medical field, like being an EMT, maybe firefighter, who knows. But I definitely want to open up a business, maybe a gym. I got a couple of options I'm thinking about, but every time I start thinking about it, it stresses me out. So hopefully I can just get a couple more bonuses and buy a couple properties, and then then I can feel a little safer. But no, I haven't thought too much about it. I definitely love coaching. I love teaching. So I definitely do want my own gym. I just don't want to put everything, and then if the gym doesn't do well, I'm fucked. So uh, I'd only open a gym if I feel like I can do it and be okay if it fails. You know what I mean? So that's definitely a big, big, big goal of mine. A gym or something along with the medical field.
Okay. I'm sure whatever you decide, man, you'll be successful. There's no doubt in my mind. Last thing for me, official prediction. How do you see this fight ending? How do you see yourself getting your hand raised here?
I see a couple different ways. I think I could submit him. I think I can flip him, and I think he's a tough kid, and I can probably write out a decision. So I see it going a lot of different ways, but I'll tell you, I'm definitely gonna try to knock him out. I'm definitely gonna try to submit him, and I'm definitely gonna try to get my hand raised. So whatever it takes. So um, yeah,
Very
I
good,
think
man.
that I'm very confident I'm gonna win. I'll tell you that. I don't know how I'm gonna win, but I know I'm gonna win.
It's all that matters. You get your hand raised at the end of the day. That's all that counts. Again, September 16th, the Spartan Christos Giagos will be back in action at UFC Noche when he takes on Daniel Zellhuber. Great talking to you again, my man. Before we do sign off, I want to give you the floor. If there's anything you want to plug, any sponsors you have, like meal boosters, anyone you want to thank, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I just want to thank my sponsors, Meal Boosters and Kraken Kratom. Appreciate the support for my fight, and then just everybody at Kill Cliff FC for helping me out.